on the social VR team at Facebook.
And I'm a product designer also on social VR and Facebook Spaces.
Awesome, so let's get this started. So we're talking today about what it means to bring the world into virtual reality. That means you, your friends, your parents, your cousins, getting everybody into VR. But we said we're product designers, but what do product designers actually do? Do you guys know what UX design is? Does anyone here know what UX design is? That is impressive. That's awesome. So I'll tell you guys what UX design is. But first, maybe we should differentiate between two types of designs. There's user interface design, and then there's user experience design. So user interface design is all about making things look beautiful. Look at this beautiful ketchup bottle. It's made out of glass, it has beautiful UI, it has a beautiful font, but it's actually very hard to use. Getting ketchup out of that bottle is like next to impossible. I've never been able to do that. But a good ketchup bottle lets you get ketchup because that's the point of it. And that's called user experience design. User experience design is about making the process of whatever task you're out to accomplish really easy and seamless, to the point that the person using it isn't even thinking about it. Another example is with doors. How many of you have pushed on a pull door and pulled on a push door? Right? And when you're doing that, you think, oh my God, I'm so dumb. This is all my fault. But it's not you. It's the door's fault, and more than that, it's the person who designed the door, because they didn't take into consideration what it takes to make a push door look like a push door. Similar happens with websites and social media. So I'm not sure how many people here are familiar with MySpace, because it was a while ago, but MySpace was actually very similar to Facebook. But the UI was overloaded with information. There was just too much to look at. And then Facebook came along and essentially did what MySpace was doing, but in a more simpler way, where everybody just got what it was all about. It was about connecting with friends and family. And so we work on a variety of products where we try to apply user experience design as product designers to products like Facebook Spaces in virtual reality. And so the principles remain the same. Or with products like 3D and Feed, and 360 photos and videos. And these are the products that we will cover in the rest of our presentation today. And so in order to build a truly innovative and useful product, you don't have to start with the brightest idea. The principles are the same. You just need to start by understanding people, because that's what is at the core of really good products. So a good example would be the Facebook Like. First, actually, let me ask, how many people here have Facebook? Wow, that's actually very impressive. Good job, guys. So, you know, on Facebook, a while back, you could only like. And we started to question ourselves, is liking content really the only emotion people want to show on Facebook? Probably not. And so using user experience design thinking and thinking about all the problems that exist in that realm of just liking content, we realize that people sometimes want to heart things. Sometimes people are angry about things. Sometimes people are sad about things. And it's okay to let people express that. And so that was a need that we identified and tried to address through product design thinking into this product.
So how does that apply to virtual reality? I mean, you still need to understand people's needs. You still need to design a product for them. However, virtual reality is often portrayed as a very dystopian or a very negative technology, something that's going to tear us apart, something is going to destroy the world. In some of the most recent movies, Ready Player One, they actually start doing something very interesting. They portray VR as this immersive world where people come to connect, to meet other people. They have jobs there, they go to school there. And it's not an ideal representation of VR, but it really gets a little bit to the core of what we are trying to do. Through a range of products like 360 photos and videos to make immersive media more accessible, or in-headset experiences like Facebook 360 and Facebook Spaces, we believe that VR has the power to connect people across time and distances and cultural differences. And that's very much connected to my own story of connecting to the people that I love. I left my hometown in Russia when I was just 18 years old. So to stay connected with my family, I first had to use a phone. And then we started to use Skype. So for the first time in probably 5 years, we were able to see each other. And that was life-changing. And I really believe the VR is the next big leap for connecting and bringing people closer together. It has a power to bring people together that makes you feel like you're standing right next to that person. And how Skype changed the world of telecommuting a decade ago, VR will change it once again.
Awesome. And so similarly to Katya, I grew up in many parts of the world. I primarily grew up in Pakistan, and then I moved here to Toronto, and I went to high school in Waterloo. And there was a lot that I wanted to share about my culture and my religion and where my parents came from with the rest of the world. And for me, I did that through photography and through films. And I wanted to tell all these beautiful stories about the country I grew up in and share that with my friends and family. And I think the best way to do that is by connecting with people through stories. And for me, that happened through virtual reality. And so if you think about storytelling, humans have been telling stories since the beginning of time. When you look at cave paintings, our ancestors were always trying to tell us stories of what happened back then. And then over time, we started looking at more immersive ways of telling stories, so immersive theater, where everything is more surrounded by you. Eventually came television, where people started gathering around the television and listening to stories and watching stories together, but there was still one thing that was more important about this whole situation. It was about watching TV with friends and family, about connecting with the people around you. And so I dream of a day where I can tell stories of me growing up in Pakistan with my friends and family straight in VR, where I can just show them what it was like and have them experience and be part of the story. And so if you look at the range of communication methods that we've created over time, all the way from text to photo to video, and now VR, it's good to identify that this takes a long time. It's taken us a long time to get here. But perhaps what's even more interesting is that we are working on VR today, but the technology and the new medium that you might be working on in the future might not even be VR. It might be the next best thing. And so it's really good to always think about how can you keep innovating in this world where something new is always getting better and it's becoming more and more immersive.
So we believe that the future of connecting people is VR, and that's why we created Facebook Spaces. In Facebook Spaces, we can be with your friends and feel like you're in the same room, even if you're miles away from each other. Everyone has an avatar and sitting around a virtual table. And that's the real core of the experience. It's people, and nothing is more important than people you're with. From there, once you're together, you can decide what you want to do. You can go live, you can watch a movie, or play games. And here's a quick video we created when we launched the product last year.
Hey, sis.
Hey, Jack. Are you all excited for our trip?
Yeah, and look what I found.
This is so cool. Is this the same spot we're going to?
I hope so. And look, I think that's where we're taking the boat tour.
Oh, I love it. Look, I'm gonna go chat with Melissa, but you're setting up the party room, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Great. See you later, Jack.
All right, see you later.
Bye. Hey, girl. Guess what?
What?
I got the apartment.
Wow, nice. Look at your balcony.
I know, it's amazing. No roommates. I have it all planned out. The lucky blue couch.
Yes.
This table with this floor.
Perfect. Jack keeps calling me. Can we talk later?
Sure.
Bye.
Happy birthday!
Thanks, you guys.
Happy birthday!
No, stop. Don't I don't like this song.
Okay, hold this balloon. You know we gotta do it. Birthday selfie.
Oh, my God.
And don't forget your birthday hat.
That's a good one. Hey! Look at my
Perfect.
birthday hat.
So what's the most important thing to us is that you can connect to your friends and people you care about, regardless of where they are in the world and regardless of the technology they have. We believe that VR is for everyone, and we are building for the future where VR is ubiquitous, and it's the primary way for all of us to connect. So if I think about it, Like, none of my family right now has a VR headset. So when I'm in VR, it can feel quite lonely, and I really wish they were there with me. So when designing Facebook Spaces, we realized that we need to connect you to the people you care about the most, regardless of the technology they have, regardless of the device they have. So we designed a feature where you can call your friends and family using Messenger video call right from Facebook Spaces. And it feels so much more than a video call, because you can play games together, you can watch movies, and really feel like you're spending time together. And here is another feature that we designed for connecting with the friends through live from Facebook Spaces.
Hi, what can I do for you today?
Hi, Professor Ochoa. I could really use some help with this week's assignment. I can't get my compiler to work.
Let's take a look and see what you've been working on this week.
This is the one I've been working on.
Do you remember this slide from our class? So this will be directly applied to this section right here where you guys did the sequencing.
That's awesome. I think I get it now. It makes a lot more sense.
Great. It looks like we have a comment from Wayne. Does anyone have any questions about this particular assignment?
So when I'm in VR, my friends can still be a part of my VR experience by joining me on Facebook newsfeed through a live broadcast. And they can participate in that experience. If you send a comment, it actually becomes an actual 3D object in VR. Or if you send a balloon, like emoji like this balloon, it becomes an actual 3D balloon in VR that you can use as a prop and really engage with your friends and have fun. And we saw so many different creative ways how people have been using live from Facebook Spaces. From doing a weekly broadcast, to doing a dance videos, to actually even losing weight in VR. So one other way to kind of express your creativity in VR is by drawing in 3D. I can create anything I can imagine in VR, and it has a little bit of magic to it. So if I draw this little flower, which looks like a regular flower, I can actually put it on my head. So you feel like you can dress up how you want it, you can create anything you really would imagine it to be. However, if I create all of these amazing experiences, I can't share it with my friends, and that was a real pain point for us. And we wanted to make sure you can connect with your friends through immersive experiences, no matter where they're in the world. So we created 3D posts. So if I create an awesome pumpkin like this one, I think it will. Well, actually, this one is going to be a different 3D model. So if I create a cool 3D model and post it to Facebook, my friends can actually interact with it right from Facebook newsfeed. Or they can take it into the real-world environment through AR camera. And soon, you would be able to create a fully interactive 3D scenes. So for example, if you have this model, you would be able to tap on it and it will do some sort of action, so it becomes fully immersive. Like this, for example, van. If I tap the van door with my finger, it will actually open up. So with everything we do, we want to create a world where everyone can share their creativity and feel like they can connect with their friends.
Awesome. All right. So when it comes to creating immersive content, there's a lot of work that we need to do there. And we're trying to empower everybody to create immersive content. So imagine being in this scene in a 360 video surrounded by lanterns. It feels amazing. But how do you actually create all of that? A lot of that stuff is really expensive, and no one really has the money to spend on 360 cameras. But why are 360 photos important? If you look at this photo of the Taj Mahal on the left, it's actually very static. And I personally have never been to India, so I've never seen the other side of Taj Mahal where there's so much greenery on the other side. 360 allows you to see the full picture of what's around you. And so we created a product that allows you to take 360 photos
Sometimes
straight
you
from
want
your
your friends
Facebook
and
app.
family to see the moment just like they were there. Now you can easily take a full 360-degree panorama straight from your Facebook app and share it as a 360 photo. Simply follow the path on your phone to capture what's happening around you and share directly to your timeline. You can even use your 360 photo as the cover photo on your profile. 360 photos help the people you care about to experience the world just as you see it, and take them where they've never been before.
So, with 360 photos, you can take them right through Facebook and share that with your friends and family. So say I went to Maldives and I took this 360 photo of where I went. I can share this with my friends and family on Facebook and they can feel like they were right there with me. But a phone is still very, very limiting. It really feels more immersive when you're in virtual reality. And so we've created experiences within virtual reality products like Gear VR and Oculus Go that allow you to see this 360 photo by moving your head around and in full range. And in Facebook Spaces, it's even more awesome because I can experience this 360 photo with Katya, and we can take even more memories with it by taking more pictures with it or watching other videos. And the most amazing thing that we've seen as a result of creating 360 photos is how people are being creative with it. So an example would be Finding Waldo. An artist created a 360 sphere where they actually hand draw everything, and you're able to look for Waldo, and it's almost like a puzzle. Or how people are being more creative and trying to define different ways of showing 360 photos within space. So for example, showing the starry night.
So what's next? What's the next technology you're going to be working on? So this is just a couple of things that we are excited about to work on next. One is photogrammetry, where you can actually have the actual 3D scene in VR and being able to work around it.
Another is point clouds. So this is my fault, I screwed up. There's supposed to be a video there. But imagine taking just a couple of photos. I take a photo here, I take a photo here, and I take a photo here, and I put it through some sort of algorithm that outputs this 3D atmosphere for me. I can actually walk through this space in 3D within VR just by taking a few photos. So I would encourage you to go home and Google point clouds, and maybe Google point clouds on Facebook, and you'll be able to see a video of what that demo actually looks like.
Or another one is an amazing VR painting tool, which is called Quilt, that's been created specifically to create Dear Angelica, this immersive storytelling VR experience, where you are not anymore an observer of a story, but you are at the center of the story, and you're being able to take part in it.
Here, take my hand. Will you come with me? It won't be an adventure without you.
So how can you get started? One, something that Maheen already mentioned, you have a 360 photo app in your Facebook. So you can go ahead and start capturing your memories and moments of your day through immersive storytelling. You can also use some of the tools we use in our everyday process. So as product designers, we always start with storyboards and sketches. Try to understand from point A to point B how the person gets there. So if you're designing live from Facebook Spaces, let's say, how do I go live? Who can see it? Kind of understanding step by step what it would be.
If you have a camera on you, feel free to take photos of this, because these are tools that you should probably be aware of, so you might not be able to write all of them down.
You can start with After Effects. You can play around with Unity if you want to jump in directly and start prototyping in VR. There is lots of amazing tools already online that can get you started. We often prototype right in Spaces because you've been able to draw things right in Facebook Spaces and imagine what the experience would be. Or Google Blocks, where you can actually have a VR sculpting and actually create the full immersive scene. You can play around with the Cinema 4D as an extension of After Effects and bring some of the 3D elements in your After Effects process, or start learning some modeling in Maya or Modo. There's lots of tutorials for you to get started. If you go into a Unity website, it has the tutorials that get you through step by step how to create your first VR game, or first VR experience. But it also has lots of existing assets that are available for free that you can download right now. There are kits, there are 3D models, there are the whole environments that you can bring into Unity and start experimenting. We also have a Facebook Design VR resources site. So if you go into this link, we post there as a team all our learnings and resources and tools to get you started.
That's basically the end of our presentation. We really are excited to see what you guys create in virtual reality or even with the next products. We're excited to have you guys join us. If you have any questions about VR, product design, or even what kind of universities to go to, what to take next, what to do, any sort of feedback that you want on projects that you're doing right now, we're very happy to help. My name is Maheen, this is Katya, and you can just email us or find us on LinkedIn or whatever you use.
Yeah, and we'll be doing some demos, so come in with your friends so we can connect you in VR and you actually get to try Facebook Spaces.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you.